everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm still grieving about the fact that Montenegro or Georgia did not qualify for the final. I know, we're all sad, we're already in depression, and we're not even in semi-final number 2. But today, I've decided to talk about the non-qualifiers who sadly did not make it to grand final on Saturday. They are Georgia, Montenegro of course, Estonia, Poland, Portugal, and San Marino. So yeah, I'm going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like about the performances, and if I think they should have actually qualified for the final, or whether just too epic to be true. That's the title of my video. But before I get into my reaction, I'm not reacting. Before I get into my video, if you're not following me on TikTok yet, what are you doing? Make sure you hit me a follow up Popular X, and whilst you're here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any one of my videos. And so yeah, without further ado, let's go. Okay, starting off is of course my winners, Bezikabi from Georgia. Now, I have wrote a few things down here on this piece of paper because I did write it in my notes app, but I've just wrote it on here so I don't need to keep flicking back and forth. So the first thing I wrote is good staging. Now, yeah, was the stage empty? Yes. Were the visuals amazing? Yes. Did everyone hate there was AI? Yes. It's not. People need to realise the difference between CGI and AI. Two different things, people. But I really liked it. I thought it was cool. It was trendy. It was creative. And it's definitely something out of the box, especially for a country like Georgia, where, I mean, I'm going to refer to Junior Eurovision for this. They do really good in Junior Eurovision, but they're not so good in Adult Eurovision. I think that with Bezikabi here, and they kind of know like their reputation and stuff, they wanted to go big or go home, and that's exactly what they did. Do I think there could have been things on the stage? Yes. However, I think they still did a great job. Another thing I pointed out was interesting outfits. Now, I'm going to be honest. I love how they paid tribute to Junior Eurovision with black and yellow. I kind of preferred it if they switched it, so there was more black to yellow like they did for Junior Eurovision. But I get why they did opposite. I mean, they did it already, but once before they could do the opposite again. I wasn't too big of a fan of the outfits. Just I think if they switched the colours, I think I'd like it more. But then I think if they did switch it compared to like the photos that we had, I don't think you'll be able to see them in that sense. But yeah, I mean, I did like the outfits, like what is on TV yesterday. I liked them then. But yeah, it's not my I'm gonna say it's not my favourite outfit of the year. However, it was still a good one. Yeah. Another thing I added was good choreo. Now, I specifically said this for the instrumental part when it did like the big dance break and it. Yeah, I love the choreo. Okay. I love doing the dance, but I really like we got it in the rehearsal clip as well. It was the part of the I guess it's Georgian folk instrumental. I don't even know if it's Georgian folk. I'm sorry if it isn't, but I really liked it. And I also like how before they did it, George was like hyping everyone up. I was like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, now I kind of bounced from a positive, similar to a bit of a negative. I have wrote down, the last thing I wrote down is shaky vocal. Now, I have seen an interview this morning with Bezikabi, and they did say they thought they gave it their best performance and they thought everything was perfect, which makes me feel bad that I say this now, and I feel horrible saying this, but for me, and I think you might all agree, I think you might agree, the vocals were not the best of the night. I'm gonna be honest. Love you, but vocals were not the best of the night. They were a little bit off. For me, I told this with my parent this morning. As I filmed it this morning, I was like, I felt like George's mic was more higher than the girls. Like, it felt like Mariam's vocals, or mics even, were way more quieter compared to George's ones, which I kind of feel like that may have been an issue. Where some parts were more shaky than others, absolutely. But thing I love is that they're happy with their performance, and of course that's the main thing. If they're happy, I'm happy. So yeah, and the last thing, of course, do I think they should have qualified? They're my winners. Of course I think they do. Really, I wanted it. Sorry. I mean, I wanted them to win since January. Like, when they were announced in January, I wanted them to win before they even had a song, or even knew a song. I don't know. But, like, yeah. Of course I thought they would qualify. I've said that since January. Unfortunately, they didn't, but, I mean, not everyone has not everyone has to win. So, yeah. But, aside from that, that's obviously my opinion on Georgia. Let's move to the next country. Let's go. Okay, next on my list is Estonia. Of course, that's Vienna Ninja and their song Too Epic to Be True. Let's just get this straight. In the words of the Euro fans, it was too epic to qualify. There was not a chance this song was qualifying, regardless if they had any type of popularity in that song. It was a non-qualifier from the start. I mean, I say, I'll be honest, I did like it from the first listen. I liked the studio version. Live version, however, it started to change. I would say that my mind started to change. I've also written down chaotic staging. What's the performance? And I literally remember my words and I was like, what the heck is going on here? I was just like, this is going anywhere, this is going everywhere. We've got big lights, big strobe effects, not really much happening on stage. Another thing I added was bad vocal. I changed bad to terrible actually, because I don't even know. They were not in time at all. The only good thing was the instruments and the end, because it finished. And lastly, the outfits, I just don't know. No. It was, let's be for real, it was just a mess. It was in the words, it was an iconic mess. We'll leave it to that. Do I think it should have qualified or not? Well, I think we know where it's going. Absolutely not. That's kind of it. Let's move on to the next button spin. Let's go. Okay, next up we have the absolute robbery of the century, Montenegro. How this let me rephrase that. How this didn't qualify over Belgium is insane. I genuinely was certain that Belgium was not going to go in and Montenegro was. How? This song I wrote down, the first word or bullet point I have is robbed. Robbed is the first one. I will show you this now. Look at this. Robbed. That is the first thing I put there. Because that's what this performance, this song was. It was robbed. Loved it from first listen. Loved the music video. Nova's always freaking iconic as heck. And she should have qualified. I've also put great vocal. She had way better vocal than Belgium. She had way better staging than Belgium. And she should have qualified over Belgium. Period. Oh my god. This will forever. I don't even care who doesn't go in next. I don't care. Montenegro was the most absolute robber of the century. We were all certain. I was all certain that this was going to qualify. And it didn't. I literally watched it and I went, that's going in. Belgium's not standing a chance. Oh no, Belgium's gone in. Montenegro out. Really, Europe? I have a accountability because the UK couldn't vote. So I had accountability. I get a reason. You don't. Whoever's not in the UK or can't vote. You have a reason. I don't. Period. So, yeah, Europe, I don't forgive you. Montenegro, you are robbed. Period. Let's move on before I crash out. Please and thank you. Off we go. Okay, next is Portugal. And the first thing I wrote is robbed again. This song should have made the final, period. This was my parents' favourite song. They are the most hated people of Eurovision ever. Like, this song is beautiful. It's angelic. It's flipping brilliant. How does it not qualify? I don't know. I mean, I wrote it down here, they have great harmony and vocals. That's exactly what they did. They had amazing harmonies, like, probably better than Remember Monday had. Sorry. But, no, I loved it. Loved it. However, yes, there's a however. There's two things I wanted to contribute to. Number one, mid-staging. It's all just black and white. There wasn't really much. I mean, then you had this woman playing a violin for her own 15 seconds of fame. That's probably about the only change. And let's be for real, they didn't really do much apart from walk and stand. It was like, ba-na-na-na-na, walk, ba-na-na-na-na, for 3 minutes. That's literally all it was. Let's be for real. That's all it was. But I will say I love the song. Loved it from first listen. It's a beautiful song. Great harmonies, great vocals. It was robbed. However, I feel like I wanted to be more open. You know, I don't know. Like, do something different, you know. I mean, you can't really do much more than a ballad unless you have great staging, but they didn't really have anything there, to be honest. They didn't really have anything on stage apart from themselves, microphones and jackets, and a girl playing violin. But aside from that, it was kind of empty. It felt like something was missing, something was off, but I don't know what. But aside from that, loved their song. The harmony sounded exactly like that. The performance just sounded like from the studio version, which I mean is a flipping good thing. But yeah, let's move on to the last of the non-qualifiers of semi-final one. Let's go. We are moving on to the last country that did not make it to the final, which is San Marino, which is of course St. Kitts and George. Well, I've got things to say, obviously. Number one, Messi. Number two, Bright and Beautiful. Didn't help. Number three, Boy George. Sang 2 lines. Didn't help. Number four, not much to say. It was all over the place, I'm going to be honest. This performance, it was not good. It was all over the place. Boy George only came up from this massive like disco ball thing, sang 2 lines, and was like, I'm going to get drunk. Well, let's be for real. The only reason Boy George today is so he can get drunk. Let's be for real. Anyways, yeah, it didn't do much. It didn't really help. Not much to say. I wasn't really a big fan of the bright and colourful palette going on. I liked it in rehearsal, I liked the photos. Visually, as a viewer, no. It was all a bit like, whoa. Like, nah. It was not good. I also did put messy. It was very messy. Like, no. I mean, he did try and get the crowd up. It did not work. I don't think really any of this performance worked or helped them in San Marino's favour. And they literally qualified last year by someone who didn't even sing one word. That's a bit embarrassing. So maybe St. Kitts can take, like Bazika, a 17-year hiatus.
They took a hiatus, a 17-year hiatus.
We've all done it.
I'd probably still not qualify. Not be Bazika though. But yeah, there's really not much to say. I didn't like San Marino. Didn't like the song from the start. I'm sorry. Don't really understand why Boy George is there. Yeah, I don't think Boy George should have been there. Period. Yeah, nothing really stood out to me. I was kind of watching this. I'm like, right. I mean, the UK commentators did really have a go at it. Every 2 seconds, like, oh, Boy George coming up for San Marino next. Oh, it could be Boy George. Boy George is still waiting for San Marino. every 2 seconds. It didn't help. It didn't help. Like, send it. Just go like Peekaboo and take a 17-year hiatus, girl. Most likely won't qualify still then, but it's time for a break, love. On that note, that's the end of my video because I've talked about who the non-qualifiers are. So, if you like this video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more Eurovision content, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Mwah.